Hey Christian, so I just want to make a little video here to help you fix your press and avoid you missing any reps your next workout. So part of, and I already said this in my breakdown, but part of what the reason you missed the set was because the bar was getting too far forward on the way up, and part of the reason that is because your setup is still not quite right. So right now you're setting up with your elbows a little too flared out and behind the bar, and that's going to give the bar a tendency to travel forward because the bar is going to want to travel in the direction that your forearm's pointing. So what I have here is just a little demonstration of what you're doing and how you can fix your setup. So right now, this is maybe a little more exaggerated than what you're doing, but you basically, your elbows are angling too far out, and they're back behind the bar a little bit. So you can see my forearms are not perpendicular to the floor, which would be where we would want them. So this is what you're doing here, and then how you're going to fix this is all you have to do is lift your elbows up and in, and you see now my forearm's perpendicular to the floor. It's nice and vertical. So we can see that from the side. Notice how the forearm angles back. This again is a little bit more exaggerated than how far back your elbow is, but you can see how that's going to give a tendency for the bar to travel away from your face. So fixing this, all you have to do is elbows forward and in. Think about squeezing your elbows into your rib cage a little harder. All right, and then once you fix that, what you can practice here is a different way of starting the bar. Right now, you're kind of you're using your knees to initiate the bar still a little bit, and there's a lot of movement coming from your knees. I would rather see you start to learn the correct hip movement to initiate the bar, so that you're not using any knees like you are. So to do that, what I'm going to have you do kind of before you warm up is start without the barbell. Take your hands, place them on your hips just like I have here. And what you're going to do is you are going to tighten your quads, so squeeze your quads to lock your knees back in place. You're going to tighten your abs to lock your back in place, and then you're going to punch your hips forward, rebounding out of the tightness that you generate from your abs and quads. So you can see me do that. I'm basically thrusting my hips into that tightness. Again, this is where we want the movement to happen. We don't want the movement to happen at the knees. We want it to happen at the hips. And this is also going to help us reposition our body so that the bar travels more straight. So that's step one of learning how to correctly initiate the start of the bar once you've already corrected the setup like we talked about. Step two then is going to be taking the empty bar out of the rack, walking it back, and then you're just going to practice that same hip movement with the bar in your hands. And we're going to learn how to time the start of the press. So watch what happens. So you see the same hips punch forward, but notice what the bar does, and this is the most important thing here. Notice what the bar does. Notice the bar dips down and pops back up off my shoulders. See, it dips down and pops back up. Because this is basically the timing here, this little dip up, or this little bounce that the bar is doing. So you are going to time the press with that bounce. So once you've done a couple like that, and you're feeling the little bit of a bounce on the bar, what you're going to do is you're going to then press the bar. And the timing is you're going to punch your hips, the bar is going to dip down, and then you're going to press the bar back out of that dip, just like I did there. So the timing is dip, press. And the hips are what started. You go dip, press, just like that. Okay, so give that a shot. I think it's going to help out your bar path a lot if you fix both the setup and the way you initiate the start of the bar. And hopefully that makes your press workout go a little bit smoother on Monday. Have a good weekend, Christian.